Signor, procure my coat of battle. ¿Cuál? Rojo. Yeah. Delete!
Oh my God, man, it is so great that we are finally getting what we've wanted all year long with Matt Hardy. The Hardys came back to WWE at WrestleMania 33 as a nostalgia act, winning the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships to nobody's surprise because I predicted it at the Internet Darlings panel in Orlando, Florida, with Adam Blumpier and Brian Zane and Grimm and Joe Cronin and Steven Larson. We talked about all that. I was not surprised that that indeed did happen at WrestleMania 33, but what we were all disappointed by was the fact that Matt Hardy was deleting and making things obsolete, and he had the blonde streak in his hair, and he was doing the mannerisms, and he was doing the facial expressions, but he was Matt Hardy. He was not broken in any way. So it's beautiful to see that now Matt is going broken, or what WWE is labeling as WOKEN. And WWE is utilizing Matt Hardy the way that he needs to be utilized. Under this gimmick, Matt Hardy is going to be a vital asset to WWE and Monday Night Raw. Single-handedly, he's making me want to see Monday Night Raw already, just to see what's coming next. And if a character has that much power over the viewer already, and I'm talking about the people that know Matt Hardy, not the people in Knoxville, Tennessee, that, I'm going to quote Justin LaBar on this one. He thought that the Knoxville crowd, half of them knew what was going on, and half of them thought that Matt Hardy was having elbow or shoulder spasms. They didn't know what the hell was going on. But for the people that know what is going on, you are genuinely excited to see Monday Night Raw, just for Matt Hardy. The show sucks, but you are genuinely excited to see what's next for Matt Hardy, especially with that video that he posted on his YouTube page. He hasn't posted anything really on there at all in the last couple of months since he's been signed with WWE. But now that he's coming and he's woken and this transformation is ongoing, it's very interesting to see where they go with this, man, and they might be doing what I've been talking about for the last couple of months. Bray Wyatt, the perfect catalyst. Yes, this puts Bray Wyatt in a position where he's ultimately going to lose, because I don't see Matt under this gimmick losing right away. So once again, Bray is being used to put someone else over, instead of WWE putting him over and building him back up. But Bray is a perfect catalyst and a perfect character to go head-to-head with the gimmick that is Woken Matt Hardy. It's going to be very fun to see, going to be very interesting to see on Monday Night Raw, and I am very interested in Monday Night Raw this coming Monday, just for the simple fact that Matt is now bringing back the gimmick that we all fell in love with during his days in Impact Wrestling. So we're going to go over that today right here on the podcast. Matt Hardy is in the news today, as well as a bunch of other stuff. But this is, of course, the #1 professional wrestling podcast right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE. This is Off the Script, episode 198, part number 2 for your Saturday morning, December 2nd, 2017. We're also going to talk about today Cody Rhodes and his friendly bet, I guess you can say it is. Or maybe it's just a way to shut Dave Meltzer up, but a friendly wager. Cody Rhodes is betting Dave Meltzer that, yes, they can find a venue large enough to fit 10,000 plus people, that they will fund themselves, and that Cody Rhodes is scouting all over the place for a venue to hold this 10,000 plus fan event that they, the Young Bucks, the Bullet Club, the Elite, are going to fund themselves outside of Ring of Honor. So we're going to talk about that, and I'll give you my thoughts on that. Cody obviously has one opponent in mind for the main event of that show. We're going to talk about that and the likelihood of that happening as well. Also, I have the insane numbers of the Young Bucks and the numbers that they are pulling in on Pro Wrestling Tees for t-shirts, man. You are not going to believe this. And it's going to exemplify what everybody has been saying. Why would they go to WWE if they're doing so well with what they're doing now? We're going to go over all that today. It's the number is amazing. The number is absolutely amazing. I also got news on, what else do I got? Matt Hardy news. I got news on Clash of Champions. I got news on WWE reportedly releasing longtime composer Jim Johnston. So we'll go over that as well today on Off the Script. I also, if my email wants to work correctly, John Cena being sued by Ford Motor for selling a vehicle that they reportedly gave him, a 2017 Ford GT. So Ford is suing John Cena. WWE also considering changing the United States Championship. So we got a lot to go over today right here on Off the Script. If you missed yesterday's video, we talk about Brock Lesnar possibly not appearing at the Royal Rumble, not defending the Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble, and that's something that I just don't think WWE can ill afford to have happen. Of course, Brock Lesnar has to defend the Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble. That's what the road to WrestleMania is about. Lesnar has to be there. You know, WWE is claiming that, you know, they're not interested in doing the Finn Balor match at the Royal Rumble. Vince McMahon has soured on Finn Balor. Reports are saying that Vince McMahon doesn't think Finn Balor is over enough for a match with Brock Lesnar. Now, all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar doesn't have a suitable opponent for the Universal Championship match at the Royal Rumble. And they might have Lesnar miss the Royal Rumble. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? We talked about this on the show yesterday. If you guys missed that, please go and check it out. A nice lengthy rant on how Brock Lesnar should be defending the Universal Championship. People have thrown Cesaro's name around. People have thrown Seth Rollins' name around. I'm throwing Seth Rollins' name on the wall, and I'm hoping that one sticks. So I'm picking Seth Rollins, and I'm taking ideas from other podcasters, and I'm going to put Seth Rollins in that nice little idea bank. And we're going to book Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. But the nice twist is, you're going to use that match to ultimately break up the Shield. So if you guys want to hear my thoughts on that, that is live on the channel right now. Make sure you all go and check that out. Fun stuff on part 1. We also talk about Lio Rush. Lio Rush being released from the WWE. Is it fact or fiction? So make sure you guys go and check that out as well. Plus other stuff. WrestleCrate unboxing from my fine friends over at WrestleCrate. Nice little crate opening there on Off the Script Part 1 live on the channel right now if YouTube did not send it to your sub boxes. Speaking of YouTube, they now have a new community tab that I'm very excited for, man. I've been seeing people, utilize this, and I'm like, fuck, how are people writing text messages in the subscription boxes? It's a great tool for those who have uploaded a video earlier in the day and you want to send out a nice friendly reminder to the sub boxes like, hey guys, listen, Off the Script is uploaded. We talk about this, 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 this. You include the picture of the thumbnail and the link to the video, and if you missed it, there you go. There you go. So I finally got access to this community tab on my phone. I'm like, ooh. So I'm having fun with that, and I'm notifying people of when I stream and when I upload and when I do this and I do that. It's a great way to interact with people that might have missed your content earlier in the day. Apparently it was in beta, and they're sending this out now to a select few content creators out there. I am one of the fortunate ones to have access to this, and I'm going to be utilizing it. So if you guys see messages in your sub boxes on mobile, if you're scrolling through your subscription boxes and you see JD upload Off the Script earlier in the day, and then you see something from me that's just written text midday, mid-afternoon, around lunchtime, it's a great way to get notified of if you miss something, man. So I'm going to be utilizing that. So don't be alarmed if you see a few messages in your subscription boxes from yours truly. I mentioned we did an unboxing yesterday for WrestleCrate, and I got the Iron Sheik. I put him up there right above AJ Styles and next to Shawn Michaels. I got the Iron Sheik, and I made mention that Ted DiBiase was one of the Funko Pops in that specific collection with Sasha Banks and Bayley. And I made mention that there's a nice little bundle of Money Inc. Money Inc. is one of my most favorite tag teams of all time. Ted DiBiase and IRS. There's a Funko bundle with Ted DiBiase and IRS as Money Inc. And I made mention that's going to be my next investment as far as Funko Pop goes for WWE because I love collecting them. And I want to shout out Brian for reaching out to me via DM. He took it upon himself to order me the Ted DiBiase and IRS Money Incorporated Funko Pop, and he's having it shipped directly to my mailing address. And it's fucking great, man, that he took that and just went out and ordered it for me, and he's shipping it to me, man. I didn't ask. I didn't ask at all. He did it out of the goodness of his own heart. He did it because he's a fan, and he is a loyal member of Team JD, and I never ask anything of you guys ever. You know, I present you things that might be beneficial to you, whether it's an Audible link or a t-shirt or t-shirt sales or, you know, things that I'm doing on Patreon or something that I got coming up, something that I could, you know, turn around and you guys can use it, whatever it may be. Brian took it upon himself to order me the Funko Pop, man, and I am greatly appreciative of his generosity, man. That's fucking awesome. So, Brian, if you're listening, man, thank you so much, man. We will do an unboxing once I get it right here, and I'll showcase it to you right here on Off the Script. So I just wanted to shout him out quick here on the podcast this morning. But thank you guys so much for everything, man. If you want to follow me on Twitter, at JD from NY206, please hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. The bell is what you guys need to do because it will give you notifications to your mobile device or PC, wherever you guys are watching me from, that I did indeed upload a new video for that day. So make sure you guys turn on that bell. Please make sure you guys check out Barbershop Window for all your t-shirts, man. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. There you have the 10 designs. And we have the new Jinder Mahal design. We have the new Benched t-shirt. And I got to do this. You're going to see the Jinder Mahal. This didn't work yesterday, so I have to make good on my promise. Hopefully this works today.
The make-believe Maharaja.
That doesn't get old, man. I fucking love him, man. Paul Heyman is a fucking legend. Paul Heyman is a legend. It goes perfectly with the Jinder Mahal t-shirt. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Make sure you guys go and get your t-shirts, man. Great way to support the show. Also, WrestlingRadioAwards.com for the 2018 award show that they do. You guys have been kicking ass. I've been getting a ton of notifications. I'm going to be mentioning this to you guys every single day. You guys can vote every single day, once a day, where it says Show of the Year. I want you guys to type in JD or Off the Script with JD from NY. Submit, and we will be nominated for Show of the Year amongst other great podcasters in this community, man. Solid Monsters won this award 3 years running. I want to dethrone the king, man. That is our ultimate goal. We won Best New Show of the Year, and the reason why I do this is because it's a great way to get more eyes and more ears on the podcast. It's a great tool to expand the audience of Off the Script. I don't do it for bragging rights. I don't do it to poke fun at anybody. I don't do it to throw it in anybody's face. It's not what we do here, man. YouTube is about entertainment. If some people are a little agitated by what I do and what I say, it's all for the joy and for the sake of entertainment, man. But I got a rabid fan base, and I know you guys are going to do good by this podcast. Show of the Year, JD, and Off the Script. Make sure you guys do that for me. WrestlingRadioAwards.com to submit your vote, man. Thank you guys so very much on all of that. Let's get into the news, man. Let's get into the news. Enough of me fucking blabbing about this other shit. I want to talk about Clash of the Champions. Apparently, Byron Saxton. Let me move my fucking water over here. Let me raise my volume. You guys are going to hear the melodious tones of Byron Saxton. Instead of me reading it, we're going to watch Byron Saxton via WWE's Twitter account give us the most underwhelming news I think I could have ever heard for a pay-per-view. Listen to Byron Saxton on what he says is going to take place at Clash of Champions.
WWE Universe, this is SmackDown commentator Byron Saxton, and we have some breaking news from the SmackDown Brands Tour of Peru and Mexico. We have just received word that at WWE Clash of Champions, where every championship is on the line, Charlotte Flair will defend the SmackDown Women's Championship against Natalya.
Wow! Wow! My God, man! A match that I can't wait to see. Said no one.
Baron Corbin will defend the United States Championship against Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler in a triple threat match.
What? I'm just flabbergasted. Why, JD? There's a triple threat match for the United States Championship. Dolph Ziggler wasn't even on the Survivor Series. Dolph Ziggler hasn't been on television since he lost to Bobby Roode. Can someone please explain to me why Dolph Ziggler is now gifted a United States Championship match? Do you realize that when you put a WWE superstar, in a match, a championship match, a triple threat match, that hasn't been on television or built up properly, or if you put a talent in a championship match that really doesn't belong there for said championship, do you know that devalues the championship itself? What has Dolph Ziggler done? Now listen, I'm not poking fun at Dolph Ziggler. I'm not taking anything away from Dolph Ziggler. I think Dolph Ziggler is one of the best talents that they got, not only on SmackDown Live, but in WWE. He's one of the best in-ring performers in the WWE. But what has Dolph Ziggler done to warrant himself a United States Championship match? Yeah, he's had a run-in with Baron Corbin, but that was when Baron Corbin first made his main roster debut. They really haven't crossed paths since then. We had Dolph Ziggler lose a feud to Bobby Roode, so why isn't Bobby Roode getting a United States Championship match on his own? I don't get that. Haven't we seen enough multi-person matches this year in WWE? You know, this mentality that more is better in WWE really needs to go away. I want to see a champion and one challenger fight it out for said championship. Dolph Ziggler being in that match actually makes the match worse, in my honest opinion. And I'm not talking about in-ring work. With Dolph Ziggler being in there, it's probably going to be a better match. But Dolph Ziggler being in that match makes me not care about it even less. Do you want to know why? Because, A, I don't think Baron Corbin even should be a champion right now, number one. Number two, I don't think Baron Corbin's going to be a good United States champion to begin with. And number three, if Dolph Ziggler's in that match, they're probably going to either A, have Baron Corbin drop the title without getting pinned, or B, have Bobby Roode not win the title yet. Either one of those scenarios. I want Bobby Roode as the United States champion. I think he's the perfect makeup for said championship. I think he would do right by the championship. I don't think Baron Corbin is going to take the United States Championship to heights that it needs to be. So I don't like that decision at all. I think Dolph Ziggler, in fact, makes that overall match worse. And he doesn't belong there. He's done nothing to deserve a championship, and there's no logic behind him even being there. So why am I going to care? Why am I going to care that Dolph Ziggler's getting a championship match? I don't understand WWE's decision-making behind that. It really flabbergasted me.
And the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, will defend against the New Day and Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin in a tag team triple threat match.
See, this is WWE. This is WWE. This is WWE trying to get everybody on the show for the sake of getting everybody on the show. And this is a B-level pay-per-view. This is Clash of Champions. This is a SmackDown branded pay-per-view. What happened to Shelton Benjamin and the New Day, on Tuesday? Why did you give Gable and Benjamin and the New Day on Tuesday? Why did you give the New Day a victory over the American Standard? I'm going to call them the American Standard. I like that name. Someone who listens to the show actually gave that name to them. I'm going to start calling them that because I like that name. Why did you do that? Weren't they guaranteed another chance at the championship on their own without the New Day being there? I mean, we had a potential injury during their first opportunity at the Tag Team Championships because one of the Usos thought that he hurt his leg on a Chad Gable chop block. They got counted out. They gave the win to American Standard, and that was it. The match lasted 2 minutes. All this hype about them getting a tag team championship match, and the match ended up ending in 2 minutes due to a potential injury. Thank God one of the Usos, I think it was Jay, who got hurt, potentially, ended up being okay. But why are you giving us another triple threat match just for the fact that the New Day need to be on this pay-per-view? I'm sure you can find something to do with the New Day. The New Day have had their day in the sun. No pun intended. The New Day have seen, the heights of tag team championships. Why do you need the New Day in a tag team championship match that they don't belong in? Why are they getting another shot? Because they beat the number 1 contenders? They shouldn't have even fought Gable and Benjamin on SmackDown Live. They should have just been put in something else or not even be there to begin with. This is Benjamin and Gable's opportunity. I don't understand the logic behind these decisions. If you wanted the New Day to be on Clash of Champions, you could have booked them against the Bludgeon Brothers. Their time now is to put other new teams over. That's what the New Day should be used for. The New Day taking a loss here and a loss there isn't going to do anything to harm the New Day. Nobody's going to think differently about the New Day. So why don't you put them in a match with the Bludgeon Brothers and get Harper and Rowan over? And then give Benjamin and Gable a shot at the Usos. Instead of giving us another generic, uncreative, lazy triple threat match, we could have got 2 great tag team matches out of it. And Dolph Ziggler being in the United States Championship, I would love someone to give me an explanation on why Dolph Ziggler is not on television, but getting a United States Championship match. So I guess the longer you're out and off WWE television, the better the chance you have of getting a championship match. Absolutely ridiculous. So the updated card for Clash of Champions is this. AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship. United States Championship, Corbin, Rude, and Ziggler. SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte versus Natalya. Tag Team Championship, Usos, Gable and Benjamin. American Standard versus the New Day. Triple threat match, like I said. Sure, other matches will be added. I'm sure Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will be in a match. I am thinking if WWE really wants to make this show a really good show, I wouldn't mind seeing Randy Orton and Kevin Owens in a rematch, to be quite honest with you. I think a combination of all 4 guys, whether it's Orton and Owens again, I would book that if they want to go with that. Maybe Nakamura and Sami Zayn at the pay-per-view. Maybe. I don't know. Or we can just flip-flop. We can do Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton at the pay-per-view again, because Sami Zayn apparently took the weakest chair shots of all time and tried to hit Randy Orton on SmackDown Live. And you could book those 2 guys in a match, and then you could book Kevin Owens versus Shinsuke Nakamura at Clash of Champions. Or you could just put all 4 guys in a tag team match and have Owens and Zayn team against Nakamura and Randy Orton. But that really doesn't interest me at all, because I have a feeling we've seen that already. That's just a generic SmackDown Live tag team main event that they usually put together. I'd love to see Owens and Orton again, and I'd love to see Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn. That's what I would do. That would make the card a hell of a lot better than what we got now. Because these matches, especially Mahal in the main event against AJ Styles, garbage. Triple threat match with Bobby Roode, Ziggler, and Baron Corbin, not something I care about. Charlotte versus Natalya, yawn. Usos versus the American Standard versus the New Day. Listen, I would prefer just the Usos versus Gable and Benjamin, but the match itself is probably going to be great, because the New Day and the Usos right now are at the top of their game. And the matches that they put on together have been some of the best shit that WWE's done all year. So there's no doubt in my mind that adding Benjamin and Gable to that is going to make a nice dynamic. I would just prefer the standard 2-on-2 for the tag team championships. WWE has a few more matches to add. I'm thinking it's going to be a combination of those 4 men that I previously mentioned, with Owens, Zayn, Nakamura, and Randy Orton. So let me know what you guys think about that. Baron Corbin, I could do your job better, bro. You are absolutely garbage at color commentating. Moving on here, man. We got more news. And I have news on WWE reportedly releasing longtime music composer Jim Johnston. Now, there are some rumors floating around as of Thursday that longtime WWE music composer Jim Johnston had been released by the company. Johnston has been working for the WWE over 30 years. Holy shit. For those unaware, before the CFO guys have taken over duties of writing music for WWE, Johnston is responsible for some of the most legendary themes in the history of professional wrestling. Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Ultimate Warrior, The Rock, Triple H, The Undertaker. More recently, he is responsible for the themes of Roman Reigns, Jinder Mahal, Boar, and Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin's theme is a thing of beauty, man. I love Baron Corbin's new theme song, and I think his entrance is fucking great. According to the reports from both Meltzer and Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet, it does look like WWE has let Jim Johnston go. The release doesn't sound like it was a mutual decision, and WWE chose to let him go. WWE has been using CFO money for their new themes for the past few years. That is absolutely heartbreaking that it was not a mutual decision. WWE just decided to let this guy go. If this guy has been let go after 30 years, absolutely nobody's job in this company is fucking safe. Because this guy has lent so many years, so much of his creative ideas, so much of his talent to WWE, ultimately to be fired because some new, young, hip, up-and-coming music artists are being utilized by WWE. You know? I don't know what could have caused this release. Maybe Jim Johnston was asking for too much money, and WWE didn't want to pay two entities to write their music. Maybe they were just happy with CFO. Maybe maybe CFO's coming a little bit cheaper than what Jim Johnston was asking for. I don't know. I really don't know, and we might not know for a little bit. But the fact that Jim Johnston was let go after 30 years, and it was not a mutual agreement, and WWE chose to let him go, absolutely nobody's job is safe in this company. Because he has been one of the most loyal soldiers that this company has had ever. And if Jim Johnston is not in the Hall of Fame, that is an absolute fucking criminal decision. Jim Johnston is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't want to hear about anybody going in before Jim Johnston. This guy, if he's done with the company, I would induct this guy absolutely into the Hall of Fame in 2018. There's no reason to wait. You know, music in itself is such a therapeutic thing. You know, I listen to music every day. If I don't have my music, I'm fucking half of the man I am now. You know, I need music to live. And when it comes to wrestling, a wrestler's theme, you know, some people overlook it. A wrestler's theme is fucking absolutely vital to a success of a WWE superstar. It really is. You know, I don't want to hear anything about anybody. You know, look at Stone Cold Steve Austin. Would Stone Cold Steve Austin be the same Stone Cold Steve Austin we have now without that glass shattering in the beginning of his song? You know, would Stone Cold Steve Austin be the same Stone Cold Steve Austin without that specific theme? You know, no. He would not. Would The Rock be the same guy if he had some other theme composed for him by some fucking goon? No, he would not. You know, we grew up on the Ultimate Warrior's fucking simple guitar riff theme song. You know, that's what we attribute to our childhood. Jim Johnston, you know, makes up a wide audience, a huge number of the fucking population in the wrestling community. He was a huge part of our childhood, Jim Johnston, and that theme song. You know, The Undertaker. Would The Undertaker be The Undertaker without that original fucking just funeral march? No. No. And the list goes on and on. The list goes on and on. You think Nakamura would be the same Nakamura that he is now? You know, humming the theme song every time he comes out? Would Nakamura be the same if that, you know, Rising Sun theme was not his? No, it would not be. Would Bobby Roode be glorious? No. No. A wrestler's theme is the absolute most vital thing for them to be over or not over. Would Edge be looked at the same if fucking Alter Bridge was not his theme song? You know how much I love Alter Bridge? Do you know how much I love Edge more that he had Alter Bridge as his fucking theme song? Seriously, you know? Daniel Bryan with that theme song of his. What about Christian? I loved Christian's theme song. And the list goes on and on and on and on, man. You could fucking name anybody and anybody that's over, and you can attribute to them having great theme music as one of the reasons why they are so great. Jim Johnston is a first ballot Hall of Famer. This guy, if I was in charge, into the Hall of Fame 2018. He may be, out of everybody, the MVP of this company. That's how important he was. And the fact that he was let go after 30 years, Jesus Christ, man. That's not only a damn shame, but what the fuck do you got to do to be safe? You know, I figured Jim Johnston, after all he did for this company, would be a lifer. He would be a lifer for this company. I thought he would be with the company until he can't strum a fucking riff anymore. Apparently not. Gone after 30 years. That's according to both Meltzer and Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet. Where he goes next, man, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to remain in the business. I don't know if he's going to go to another rival promotion. I don't know if he's going to continue writing music for Hollywood or other TV acts. I don't know. TV shows, I don't know. But the fact that this guy, as talented as he is, was a major, major, major part of everyone here listening and their childhood. So good luck to Jim Johnston in whatever he does, man. Absolutely saddening to see him go after 30 years of service with the WWE. Woken Matt Hardy has posted the video that I showed you guys in the beginning of this show. Or if you guys are listening on iTunes and Podbean and that outlet, you heard it. Matt Hardy posted that video on Thursday night announcing that it has begun. And if you've been following along, Matt has won the battle against Impact Wrestling over ownership of the broken gimmick. On Friday, Matt addressed Bray Wyatt, who defeated him on Raw this past Monday, and that is what he said. In return, it is now my duty to delete your demon. That was to Bray Wyatt. Accompanying that on Twitter was the video that you guys seen in the beginning of this podcast. Thank you for reigniting my white magic with your black magic, Bray Wyatt. In return, it is now my duty to delete your demon. It looks like WWE is indeed going on with the Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy feud that is starting. This is something that a lot of fans have been asking for with Matt as soon as he made his way back to the WWE. All I can say is I'm looking forward to it. Bray Wyatt's in something, whether it's a win or a loss, Bray Wyatt's in something that I am genuinely interested in seeing him in, and this is going to be fun. I can't wait to see what WWE does with their Awoken gimmick for Matt Hardy. Now, why did we see Matt Hardy on Monday Night Raw? Many of you saw Matt Hardy lose to said Bray Wyatt on Monday Night Raw. Hardy lost, but the cameras stayed on him in the ring as he sat there and did delete, 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 before the announcers asked if we were seeing some sort of breakdown of Matt Hardy. Well, it looks like some sort of deal was reached by Hardy and Anthem Impact Wrestling. A source at Impact believes that some sort of settlement or deal was reached that will allow Matt to be broken in the WWE. It's unclear if Hardy bought the IP or if some sort of deal was reached that would allow the Hardys to lease the IP while they are in WWE, but it's unlikely that WWE would use the gimmick if Hardy had not taken full ownership. Hardy has taken the ownership of the Broken Hardy gimmick, so that clears the stage for them to move forward with all things broken in WWE. Now, Ed Nordholm retweeted a Matt Hardy tweet on November 14th, so things were apparently friendly by that date, one day before Hardy took the ownership of the Broken Matt Hardy trademark. As reported months ago by the Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE has always been interested in doing the Broken gimmick, but they were not going to enter negotiations to get the IP, and Hardy would have to deal with all the legal talks on his own. WWE would then be willing to do the gimmick once Hardy got full ownership, and that is apparently the case right now. A deal was worked out between Hardy and Impact Wrestling that would have him be broken on WWE TV. Hardy has been using the WOKEN hashtag on social media, so it could end up being a modified version of the character. Not broken, but WWE putting a spin on it that they usually do with these things, and now Matt Hardy, instead of being broken, would be woken. Presumably, this would mean that we would see the other characters in the Woken universe, such as King Maxwell, Queen Rebecca, and as you guys seen in the video, Senor Benjamin was getting ready for battle. And of course, Brother Nero, once he is all healed up on WWE programming in the future. Things seem to be smooth over last week because, like I said, Nordholm retweeted Matt Hardy on Twitter, plugging a Wizard World Convention autograph signing. This is what Ed Nordholm had to say following a statement to Sports Illustrated on the matter. I quote, "We've seen the character development and we will be interested to see where they take the concept. Our new talent agreements all incorporate language that allow talent to continue to use their Impact persona after they leave the company. We are working with our legal team to amend our existing agreements to extend this to all of our current and former talent." Now, that is end quote there. That was all that Ed Nordholm had to say. I want to add on top of that, I find it incredibly bizarre how Jeff Jarrett is let go by Impact Wrestling. Jarrett entered himself into a WWE-sponsored rehab program to battle his demons. I hope that he gets well. I never wish ill will, especially with drugs or alcohol, on anybody, because that shit can escalate quickly and your life can spiral out of control just as fast. So, good on Jeff Jarrett for knowing what the cause was, knowing what the problem is, and he's getting himself right. So, I just find it very bizarre that when Jeff Jarrett took over Impact Wrestling and tried to transform it into Global Force Wrestling, all this bullshit about the broken gimmick and the ongoing Twitter wars between Rebby and Global Force and Jeff Hardy and just all this drama, how it all ceased to exist once Jeff Jarrett was released of his duties in Impact Wrestling and Global Force Wrestling was seemingly dead once and for all. I just find it very bizarre that all it took was Jeff Jarrett to go into a WWE-sponsored rehab and not be associated with Anthem Sports anymore, that all of a sudden this is now where we are. So maybe it was because of Jeff Jarrett and his camp just laying into the Hardys and having some ill will towards them for whatever reason. I don't know. But good on Ed Nordholm, man, that he came out and said this to Sports Illustrated, that they're going to incorporate language and talent agreement that allow talent to continue to use their Impact persona after they leave the company. That is good news, man. That is good news. So if you are successful in Impact Wrestling and you want to use, if WWE takes you and hires you and you want to use that there, or if they allow to use that there and maybe put their own spin on it, then you are allowed to use that likeness, image, and character in WWE. So that's good news, man. That's good news. Now, the feeling within Impact Wrestling is that they needed to make things right with the Hardys and escape all this negative press that came along with the public battle against Rebby and the Hardy family. For the sake of Impact Wrestling's future and perception amongst the fans, this is the right thing to do. I'm glad that they're doing this. It's going to take, I don't even think it's possible, but it's going to take a very long time to get into the good graces of not only the community, the fans, but the business itself, the industry itself. So this is a good, big step one for Anthem Sports. Good on them, man. Now, Tommy Dreamer. You guys know Tommy Dreamer from the House of Hardcore. Here's what Tommy Dreamer had to say on if Broken Matt will work in WWE. And I quote, "You think about 1 year ago, Matt Hardy was probably the hottest wrestler out there. He was probably the last good thing to watch on TNA. And I'm not saying that as a slight to TNA, but he was unique. He was different. He was a character, and he lived it. How he tweeted, how he did everything in full deletion mode. Matt was broken all the time. And you don't see that nowadays. That's why we all fell in love with the gimmick. Matt lived the gimmick everywhere he went. He'd go to the airport, he'd be broken. He'd cut a promo on whomever, he'd be broken, right? He's on TMZ, he's broken. He's on Jim Ross's podcast, he's broken. He's on Jericho's podcast, he was broken. He was in character. He was never Matt Hardy, he was always broken. Matt Hardy. Guy could be shopping for groceries, and he's broken. A guy could be picking out fucking fruits and vegetables in aisle 1 broken, you know? It was great. It was great. We had an unwritten contract of, hey, I have shows, you're booked on them unless someone's going to pay you more money. Matt was like, just like me, killing it all over the wrestling industry every weekend on the indies. But he was the hottest character in the business, and if they gave him that freedom and let him be that, he'll become the hottest stars that they have. Speaking of Matt in WWE. Dreamer also says that Matt and Jeff still have a lot more to offer than just being a nostalgia act. I quote, Matt and Jeff came back. It was awesome. I love Matt and Jeff. You can't look at them how WWE is viewing them as a retro act. And yes, they were hot and their ladder match was awesome. But you can't say, oh, here they are, you know. Let's get these guys in and put over the younger guys. They still have a lot of gas left in the tank as performers. I could just see WWE profiting off merchandise and delete signs, you name it. They give him the ball and Matt Hardy will deliver. End quote. I couldn't agree more with Tommy Dreamer. Everybody's been saying this. Everybody has been saying this. The amount of money that WWE is going to make off Matt Hardy now with WOKEN, I swear to God, man, instant success. You're going to see WWE shop numbers. Matt's going to be in the top 3, easy. If not number 1, I'd be shocked. You know, you could market WOKEN. You could put Matt's likeness on every fucking t-shirt you got there. Sell Vanguard 1 replicas, you know, plastic frisbees or whatever, you know. Green beans, market the green beans. Senor Benjamin, you know, people in the WOKEN universe, in Hardy's army, in the Broken Army, in the WOKEN army, you know, for the Great War. WWE is going to make a killing off this. A killing. And not only does it get Matt back on television in a prominent way, we now have someone who is a living, breathing aspect of why we love professional wrestling back on WWE. He will be in character everywhere he goes. It's going to be great. Matt Hardy is going to deliver fun back to Monday Night Raw. Matt Hardy is going to deliver intrigue back to Monday Night Raw. Matt Hardy is going to be successful in WWE. It's always Jeff that gets the talk of the town. Now it's Matt's turn. Now it's Matt's turn while Jeff is out to fucking set the world on fire. And I'm absolutely excited to be a part of Matt's WOKEN army, man. I'm excited to be a part of this great war, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. This is going to be a money pit for WWE. And I mean money pit in a great way. They're going to rake in the cash, and they're going to see how valuable Matt Hardy has been to wrestling once they get all this settled and merchandise starts flowing and Matt's on TV wearing the elaborate robes and he's got the fucking crazy scientific fucking scientist hair all over the place and he starts going into the broken language and he's got the accent and we start seeing Rebby on TV and Senor Benjamin and King Maxwell. It's going to be great. It's going to be absolutely fucking delightful, man. I can't wait to see it. This is an absolute treat for all wrestling fans. And I might be hyping it up, but listen, this is Monday Night Raw we're talking about. This couldn't have come any fucking quicker. You know, we had to wait since April to see this. It's now December. Raw has been garbage. We need a reason to watch Monday Night Raw. And if Matt Hardy's that fucking reason, then so be it. You know? Good on WWE, good on Matt, and good on Anthem, man. I'm glad everybody's getting along. Now, if we can only get along in the YWC, then things will be good. WWE is thinking about changing the United States Championship title design. Look at this, man. This was floating around on social media. PW Insider. This is their official Instagram. This was on their page. Look at Baron Corbin. That ain't the United States Championship that we know. Look at AJ Styles there carrying the WWE Championship. Look at AJ, man. Doesn't he look like a real champion? Doesn't he look like a fucking champion? I am Charlotte, the women's champion. Look at me standing next to Baron Corbin and AJ Styles. Look at me. I am the queen. Oh my God, man. I crack myself up sometimes. People on iTunes listening to me like, what the fuck's this guy doing, man? What is this guy doing? I don't see nothing. Why are you going into a Charlotte impression? I'm looking at a picture of Charlotte wearing the WWE SmackDown Live Women's Championship, man. But look at Baron Corbin there, man. That United States Championship title. Obviously, it's photoshopped. Obviously. But WWE is in the news about possibly changing the United States Championship. Now, do I think a change is needed to the United States Championship? Absolutely. Absolutely. The title looks like it was colored by a fucking 6-year-old, man. It looks completely dated. It looks old. It doesn't look important at all. And I know there were reports back earlier in the year that WWE wanted to change the designs, not only of the U.S. title, but the Intercontinental title as well. Now, this looks like an Intercontinental Championship plate, okay? But obviously, it would have the colors of the American flag. I like that. Do you want to know why I like that? Number one, it reeks of old school, and you guys know how I love the old school. If I was running WWE, the Winged Eagle belt would be the belt that AJ Styles is holding right now. But a modified version of that to look a little bit more prestigious, to look a little bit more 2017, 2018-ish. But I love that belt that Corbin is holding, clearly photoshopped in this picture. It's old school. It looks like the background and the plate design of the Intercontinental Championship. The eagle looks very reminiscent of old school WWE. It looks like an old school WWE Championship belt. Now, I don't know the specifics about why WWE doesn't use older designs. I don't think they had the copyright to that. But I have it in my notes. But I'm hoping that there is change to the United States Championship. I really do. I'm hoping that something changes with the title itself. Because that title, more than anything, needs a complete makeover. But that is the picture that's going around. But WWE is considering changing the United States Championship. Now, while it isn't something that happens too often in WWE, it's something that we have to see take place over the course of, however many months or however many developmental cycles there are for a title. The evolution of WWE titles can be seen in nearly each and every active title on the company's roster. Titles such as the WWE Championship, the U.S. title, Intercontinental Championship, Tag Team titles have all seen different looks throughout the decades in WWE. For a second, some believe that the WWE was on the brink of debuting a new United States Championship title with Baron Corbin. However, this turned out to be a false report. Obviously, that was Photoshop. It's not real. It's fan-made. But that fan-made title looks better than what we got now. That fan-made title actually looks better than most of the titles that we see on the roster right now currently. But it was a false report, Photoshop picture making the rounds, like I showed you, on social media. The photo was actually posted by the Florence Civic Center in Florence, South Carolina, where WWE will be holding a live event in January. Seems that the Florence Civic Center was tricked into using a Photoshop picture for the event that included a fake title around Corbin's shoulder. PW Insider shed some light on this situation, noting that the Photoshop title was actually based on a bootleg version of the U.S. title that was made in Pakistan. Several readers of PWInsider.com, also who are belt aficionados, including Eric Walker, sent word that the titled belt design seen in the artwork actually popped up online last year. And I quote, Eric noted that the belt design has been traced to a bootleg version of the U.S. title created in Pakistan. If that is indeed the case, the question that now arises is how that version of the belt ended up on an official WWE artwork posted by a WWE venue's Facebook page. So it turns out that some United States title, or that the same United States title will continue to be used on WWE TV, and fans can lay to rest whatever is going around on social media, and rest easy knowing that another major change has been avoided in the world of WWE Championship belts. Oops, I said belts. Because they're meant to be worn around the waist, right? You know, they're belts. But, this is a give or take. I think everybody's disappointed we're not getting a new championship. I love when new championships are showcased or debuted. I love when championships evolve and they look better than the previous version, not when they look worse. Everything that WWE did back in the 1990s, as far as championships go, WWE Championship, Intercontinental Championship, Tag Team Championship, they all look better than they do now. Every championship that was presented on WWE TV back in the 90s is better than what we have now. They don't look prestigious. They don't look real. They're props. They're overly large and unattractive. You know, they don't give me a sense of, wow, I wish I had a championship title like that. When I used to watch shit back in the day, and I seen Razor Ramon come out, and I seen Goldust wearing the title, and I seen Shawn Michaels. Just go and watch. Go and watch the fucking 1993 Royal Rumble, okay? Go and watch the Royal Rumble in 1993. Shawn Michaels comes out wearing one of the best outfits I've ever seen him wear as the Heartbreak Kid. He's got this white and gold trimmed outfit, and I don't recall what color title he had. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just finished watching the fucking thing too, because I'm about to do an off the script retro on it. I think it was either yellow or blue. It wasn't a traditional strap. I mean, when I see that shit, when I'm a young kid and I see that shit with Shawn Michaels coming out dressed in gold, wearing the big gold title around his waist, that classic IC title, I'm looking at that, I'm like, fucking shit, does this guy look like a fucking champion? You know? Does that championship look like a championship that I want to fucking grab and touch? You know? It looks prestigious. It looks the part. None of these championships look the part at all. At all. They look terrible. The nicest title that WWE has is the United Kingdom Championship. I think Pete Dunne lucked out, to be brutally honest with you. He's got the best looking title in all of WWE. You know? Roman Reigns is carrying around the old school Intercontinental Championship for some reason he makes that title look worse than it does now. He actually decreases the value of the title. He decreases the looks of the title and the importance of the title too. That's just me. But all these other titles, man, they're just terrible. If you're an old school head like I am, you look at these titles, they're a joke. They are a joke. That U.S. title needs a massive change. Massive makeover. The one that Baron Corbin has. We'd be lucky if we get something like that. But it looks like WWE doesn't really care about changing the U.S. titles. The U.S. title, maybe they don't care at all about the U.S. title in general. And they don't feel a need to change it. You know, they got budget guts going around. They're going to spend another couple of $1,000s on a new championship title just for Baron Corbin to hold it around like a prop. I don't think so. WWE not changing the U.S. title for the simple fact that, in my honest opinion, they don't give a shit about the United States Championship. So why change it? Why change it at all? Ford Motors files a lawsuit against John Cena. Ford is suing John Cena. Ford is upset with John Cena after he allegedly flipped his new, and I don't mean crashed, clowns. I mean flipping, he means sold it. Flipped his new 2004 GT, though I bet there's people watching this video that wish John Cena flipped legitimately in his Ford 2017 GT. He sold his new 2017 Ford GT for $500,000. Holy shit. What did he buy Nikki Bella with the $500,000? Did he buy her a new mansion? Or a down payment on a yacht? What did he buy? What did he buy her? You know? Down payment on a new mortgage for a new home? What is he doing with $500,000? Ford says that flipping the car is a violation of their contract with him. And they are talking about taking him to court over this situation. TMZ got a copy of the lawsuit in the U.S. District Court in Michigan. And it states that Cena selected from thousands of applicants for the opportunity to purchase the Ford GT. I don't know what's going on with this 2017 Ford GT. Does it drive itself? What does it do for $500,000? What does it do that people are selected from applicants for the opportunity? Thousands of people, you know, selected from thousands of people. What is so special about this car? Does anybody know? I don't read up on this shit. I'm not a car aficionado. I don't read the news about Cena fucking being sued. All I know is that he's being sued. According to Ford, Cena signed a deal in which he would agree to hold onto the car for at least 2 years. Cena, according to Ford, flipped the car for a big profit. Soon after, it was given to him, and Ford says that Mr. Cena had unfairly made a large profit from an unauthorized resale flip of the vehicle. And Ford has suffered additional damages and losses, including, but not limited to, loss of brand value, ambassador activity, and customer goodwill due to the improper sale. So I'm asking everybody the question here. And this is a legitimate question. Why is Cena selling the car for $500,000? Isn't Cena worth fucking, I don't know, Cena's got to be worth easy $15 million? Cena's got to be worth $15 million easy. You know? Maybe more than that. I don't know. But why is he selling a car for $500,000? Someone like Cena, if he's gifted a car for $500,000, if he's given one of these things as an ambassador for Ford, why not just keep it in the garage? Why be greedy with all the money you have and make $500,000 off this sale? Maybe Cena's hemorrhaging funds. Maybe Cena is in debt. I don't know. I don't know. Someone as rich as John Cena, I won't be surprised if he spends frivolously around and has debt collected and mounted, you know? I don't know. But $500,000 for this vehicle, I'm still wondering what the fuck it does. Does it give you a blowjob? Does it fucking give you a hand job while you're sitting in the driver's seat? You know? I don't know. Does this car come with JoJo's fat ass? Maybe we should give it to Bray Wyatt. I don't know. The fuck does it do for $500,000? Does it cook you a fucking meal on the way to work? The fuck does it do? What does this car do for $500,000 that Cena was selected from thousands of applicants for an opportunity to purchase this car? Jesus Christ. They want all of the profit, does Ford, that he made off this sale and compensation from other damages. The lawsuit says that Cena told them that he sold the car to pay bills. There you go. Cena had debt. Cena had $500,000 worth of debt, so he sold the car. Maybe the car really wasn't John Cena's fancy. You know? I can see John Cena driving around in a Maserati and a Ferrari, Lamborghini. Then he's got this fucking ugly thing sitting in the depths of his fucking garage. You know, the lowly middle child that nobody gives a shit about, the Ford GT 2017. Here, look at that piece of shit over there that I was given. Right? I flipped it for $500,000. Paying bills. What type of bills does John Cena have? You know? Maybe he's still paying off that fucking ring that he got Nikki Bella, that fucking 28-carat ring. What type of bills does John Cena have? You know? Whatever, man. Cena has already made statements indicating that he plans to work with the company to right the issue. He reportedly told Ford, "I completely understand, as it's stated, and I am willing to work with Ford and Ford to make it right. My sincere apologies." So, John Cena flipped the car. Now they're suing him, and he's going to have to give the money back to Ford anyway. So the car that he sold for $500,000 to pay the bills, he's going to be out another $500,000. So John Cena's getting doubly fucked here in the ass by selling this fucking Ford GT that I'm still wondering what the fuck it does. You know? John Cena was most recently featured as a part of WWE Survivor Series 2017, blah, blah, blah. He was taken out by the man that he debuted against many, many moons ago, Kurt Angle, after an Angle slam. Cena is now hoping his lawyer or a team of lawyers will be able to come out on top in the battle with Ford Motor Company's litigators as he prepares for the next big match in WWE, which could be a possible match with Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, which I sincerely hope not, or the fact that he is in the 2018 Royal Rumble match. Good luck to John Cena. I'm still wondering what type of bills John Cena has for $500,000 that he needs to sell this car. You know? And if the car gives you manual blowjobs on the way to work, sign me up. Let me get a unique opportunity on one of these things, though. But I would never drop $500,000 on a fucking Ford GT. Jesus Christ, I'm fine with my Mustang. Moving on, man. Listen to this. You think $500,000 is insane? Listen to this shit. The Young Bucks. You guys know the Young Bucks. I don't need to explain to you who they are. Their t-shirt numbers have been reported on, and I'm absolutely fucking... You thought I was flabbergasted over Dolph Ziggler being in the United States Championship match. Holy shit. The Wrestling Observer newsletter is reporting that during this past Thanksgiving week, the Bullet Club passed Rick and Morty for the first time and becoming the top-selling merchandise at Hot Topic. The fact that Rick and Morty is #1 selling merchandise at Hot Topic speaks to the fucking level of stupidity that is the American society. Are you fucking serious? Jesus Christ. I don't mind me some Rick and Morty, but number one at Hot Topic? Jesus Christ. This is even more proof over Pokemon. You know which Pokemon shit I see walking into fucking Hot Topic? This is even more proof that pro wrestling fans know how to wait for a sale. 1 Hour Tease recently stated that the Young Bucks and the Bullet Club, the Elite, whatever you want to call them, moved 417,430 units, t-shirts, sales on 1 Hour Tees in the past 4 months, which is more than just too sweet. 417,430 units. You guys do realize that the WWE Network only houses 1.7 million subscribers actively right now. 417,000 fucking people or items were sold in the last 4 months by the Bullet Club, the Elite, the Young Bucks, Omega, blah, blah, blah. Now, 417,000 doesn't necessarily mean 417,000 people. I understand that. But the fact that they sold 417,000 fucking units is amazing. Now, listen to this. You really want to have your head explode? Listen to this. If the Bullet Club were pulling in a royalty rate that would land them $7.50 per every t-shirt or every unit sold. Okay? Because obviously, with Pro Wrestling Tees, all the people that are on there selling their merchandise, they get a commission off every sale. So if it's $7.50, for example, this is just a for instance because they might be making more per shirt based on who they are. They might be making upwards towards $8, $9, $10 a shirt. But we're using $7.50 as an example. The numbers really add up regardless. Now, if you do 417,430 and you multiply that by $7.50, that comes out to $3,130,725. Are you fucking kidding me? If that number was split even 6 ways between the members of the Bullet Club, that is $521,787.50 a piece. They've worked, obviously, on their marketing skills. The Young Bucks do something right. It is marketing their brand. Their hard work clearly has paid off. Now, this number might just be the Hot Topic figures, so who knows how much more merch they're moving at Pro Wrestling Tees, mixed in with everything else at Hot Topic. It's going to be more than 3 million if it's just $7.50. You know, it may be more than 417,000 units. This is a very, very good time, not only for independent wrestling, but for the Bullet Club, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Marty Scurll, Hangman Page, Cody Rhodes. You name it, man. These guys are absolutely killing it in every sense of the word. Now, that's not even the big story. That's not even the big story about the Bullet Club. Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks plan to self-finance a 10,000-seat wrestling show in 2018. It looks like Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks are very serious in proving the critics wrong about Ring of Honor not selling out a large arena. For 15 years, since its inception, Ring of Honor has found a niche in attracting smaller crowds, with this year's Supercard of Honor being one of their biggest attendance numbers at 3,500 for that weekend at WrestleMania. Recently, Cody had a heated exchange with WWE Intercontinental Champion Roman Reigns, starting from Cody stating that he's the biggest draw in pro wrestling, to a fan sending it over to Reigns and him responding that it doesn't matter if the number is under 100,000. Rhodes would extend this feud to a promo talking about Reigns, failed drug test, and vest. In a very bold mood, Cody and the Young Bucks are planning to self-finance a 10,000-seat event in 2018, as reported by Pro Wrestling Sheet and Ryan Satin. The locations currently considered are Chicago, London, San Francisco, Ontario, California, where the Bullet Club created the controversy which led to the cease and desist letter from WWE. The three are also looking to Ring of Honor as partners in this endeavor. Cody commenced on the project. We can't comment officially until we confirm the location, but as far as the process goes, it's happening in 2018, and we are swinging for the damn fences. Cody even put out this tweet, and I believe that is what it says. So they are swinging for the fences, and then he puts, to end the tweet, "Dare to dream." So obviously in reference to the Dream, Dusty Rhodes. So that was Cody Rhodes on his official Twitter page as it pertains to Pro Wrestling Sheet, as you see there. Pro Wrestling Sheet's original exclusive details and breaking news article on the matter. Now, we are going to dive further into this. During the interview with Busted Open Radio that he had, Cody Rhodes, Dave LaGreca, and Bully Ray addressed this on their show, and the Young Bucks were reportedly, on board with this, self-financing this for 2018. Cody confirmed in the interview that he, Nick, and Matt Jackson are putting up the money on their own for this show. That they want Ring of Honor to be involved in this event, but they did not say if it was an ROH show or not. I'm assuming that it will. I will discuss that in a second. And when asked what his dream main event for this show would be, he said himself versus Daniel Bryan for the Ring of Honor World title. So that is what Cody Rhodes wants to have happen ultimately in his dream scenario for this self-financed Ring of Honor event that will ultimately seat 10,000 wrestling fans in whatever city they ultimately choose for this event. Now, I would love to see this happen, okay? I want to make it known here that I've said this time and time again. I love the fact that the Young Bucks, Marty Scurll, Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, anybody aligned with the Bullet Club or the Elite, you don't know how valuable these guys are to wrestling in general, okay? There is no competition for WWE as far as another promotion. There's no competition. New Japan is not competition. Ring of Honor is not competition. I don't think there will ever be competition for WWE. It's just illogical to say. You know, New Japan caters to one market overseas. Ring of Honor is the second biggest promotion in the United States, but they're nowhere even close. They're not even a pimple on WWE's ass. As far as wrestling promotions go, there is not another promotion in this industry that is even ready to compete at all with WWE. But there is competition for WWE. It may not be in the form of a promotion or a rival promotion. We're not going to see a Monday Night Wars pop up, next week. We're not going to see WWE go head-to-head with another promotion anytime soon. But there is competition for WWE. Competition is what you see in the form of the Bullet Club. The Bullet Club have given and paved a road for everybody that has been disgruntled in the world of professional wrestling. They have paved the way for people who love wrestling and want to be in this industry and have dreams of making it in this industry, self-financing themselves, marketing yourselves as your own character with merchandise and all this shit. They have paved the road for people who want to wrestle but don't necessarily need the WWE. So yes, there's competition to the WWE. The competition lies with what Cody Rhodes is doing, with what the Young Bucks are doing, with what Kenny Omega is doing, with what Marty Scurll is doing. There is competition for the WWE. The competition is not every wrestler in this industry needs the WWE to live a prosperous life. They did it on their own. They did it from their own home. They sell merchandise from their own fucking home. These are businessmen that went into business for themselves and have succeeded on every aspect. Cody Rhodes took a gamble on himself. He left the machine. He left what is known as the machine, WWE, and the guaranteed money and the set for life mentality that he had over there. Because his family is family royalty. He could have stayed there and collect a handsome paycheck, or he could have left and lost it all. He could have stayed there, received money, and be completely miserable in everything that he did. But he took a chance on himself. He took a chance on himself and went into the open seas, the vast open seas that is the wrestling industry, with that WWE background, not knowing if he was going to sink or swim. He didn't know if the Young Bucks were going to be interested in bringing him on into the Bullet Club. He didn't know that he was going to be aligned with these guys. He didn't know that he was going to walk into Ring of Honor and become a World Heavyweight Champion. Cody Rhodes said time and time again he didn't want an exclusive contract with anybody. And now he signed an exclusive deal with Ring of Honor. Cody Rhodes is probably, outside of Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, the most sought-after talent on the indie scene. And you know, if Cody Rhodes ends up going back to the WWE, how much more money he's going to command and how much money they are going to give him. How much more prettier his resume is going to look. There is competition for the WWE. The competition is every wrestler that's out there that goes into business for themselves, they can be what the Young Bucks are doing. I'm not necessarily saying that people are going to end up being as successful as the Young Bucks, but you take a Dolph Ziggler and you take him out of WWE and you put him on the indies and you give him a marketing scheme like the Young Bucks and t-shirts and this and promoting yourself and this and that. You're going to make a fucking handsome living for yourself. You don't need the WWE. The Young Bucks have ingrained in everybody's young minds in this industry that you don't necessarily need the big corporate machine to get behind you to be successful in this industry. Take a chance on yourself, build a resume, build a fan base for yourself, build your own popularity, build your character, get some marketing behind you, get some nice t-shirts out there, build yourself year after year after year after year, and then if an opportunity comes around and they want you, you're going to be better off in the end. You're going to be better off in the end for it. Now, this 10,000 seat arena deal. This is the only takeaway that I have from this. Is it exciting? You fucking bet. You better believe it's exciting. You know? I'm hoping that this thing takes place on the East Coast somewhere. I doubt it. New York is not mentioned. But if it's Daniel Bryan versus Cody Rhodes in the main event, you sold your 10,000 seats right there. You don't think people are going to come out to see Daniel Bryan wrestle? Especially if he leaves WWE and they don't grant him a spot on their roster to wrestle. If Daniel Bryan leaves the WWE and he is involved in this self-financed event and they're looking to sell 10,000 seats, you're done. It's done. Daniel Bryan versus Cody Rhodes is going to sell out like that because people want to see Daniel Bryan wrestle. The thing with that is, if Ring of Honor is backing this, right? They're not affiliated with this endeavor right now. But you know that Ring of Honor is going to be backing this. Ring of Honor is giving Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, you know, leeway to do what they want because they know how valuable these guys are. They trust these guys. And if I'm Ring of Honor, I'm trusting these guys as well. These guys are your money makers. Let them go out there and do what they got to do. If Ring of Honor is not affiliated or associated with this endeavor and they're doing this solely on their own, they're going to make Ring of Honor look good anyway. This is free publicity for Ring of Honor. So no matter what these guys do, people are going to be talking about Ring of Honor because they're associated with Ring of Honor. Now the thing is, if they sell out 10,000 seats, and I'm assuming and I'm betting that they will, then it's going to be something along the lines of, well, if they sold 10,000 seats for this one event, then Ring of Honor for every other big event that they have, aka Final Battle, you know, where's Final Battle taking place at? Usually takes place at the Hammerstein Ballroom, right? 3,000, 4,000 seats maximum there, right? That's a big show for Ring of Honor. So Ring of Honor might be forced, if these guys sell out 10,000 seats for this event, Ring of Honor might be forced to up the ante for every big show that they got. Final Battle, Supercard of Honor, when they go to WrestleMania weekend, wherever WrestleMania is going to be, they're going to have to find bigger venues to fit more people. So the expectations of if Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks find 10,000 people to come to this show, then the expectation for Ring of Honor is going to be, well, if they did it, now we have to keep up on that. Every big event is going to need 10,000 plus people. And that might not be pressure Ring of Honor wants. That might not be something Ring of Honor can do. You know, you can't go backwards. If you're going from 3,000 seats to 10,000 seats, the expectation is every time they have a big event, you're going to need to sell 10,000 seats. And I'm not sure if Ring of Honor wants to do that. So you got to live up to the expectation that these guys are going to set forth here. That's the only takeaway I have from that. You know, if they do 10,000 seats and then they're struggling to sell out a 3,500 seat venue, then it's going to look bad. It's going to look bad on Ring of Honor. I think this is great. This is great for the wrestling industry. This is great for performers in the wrestling industry if you're up and coming. For every reason that I just mentioned in this podcast. It gives the young people the idea that they don't need WWE. There is not competition for WWE, but the Bullet Club is competition for the WWE because they're pretty much telling these young kids, without actually saying it word for word, that you don't need WWE. They're ultimately telling them you don't need WWE, and it's taking talent away from WWE. It's putting it in their mind that, you know, WWE wants me, but I might be better off just staying on the indies. Simple as that. You know? Look at NXT. Look at NXT. The first few takeovers were at Full Sail University. Where's Full Sail University? 500 fucking people? 500 people. What was the first big takeover event? I believe it was Takeover Brooklyn. 1. Sasha Banks and Bayley, right? Barclays Center. 14,000 people sold that thing out. The expectation for NXT was so high that they took a gamble on it and they filled 14,000 people. They didn't anticipate to sell out 14,000 people for Takeover Brooklyn 1, right? Has Takeover gone back to Full Sail University ever since then? No. No. WWE holds NXT TakeOver in the same venue that the major show is taking place in because they know it's going to sell out. Didn't happen with Houston. Didn't happen with War Games, but, you know, whatever reason, there might be other factors into that. I don't know what it is, but normally TakeOver sells out on a major pay-per-view weekend. They never go backwards. The expectation is always going to be there. You're not going to go backwards and sell out 14,000 seats and then go back to a 3,000 seat arena for TakeOver. The expectation is always going to be, well, if we did 14,000, then we're going to have to do 14,000 every single major pay-per-view weekend. So I think this is absolutely fantastic for everybody involved. This is great for the wrestling industry. This is going to create a buzz in the wrestling industry. It's great. The Bullet Club, I might not be the biggest Bullet Club fan. I have Bullet Club merchandise because I think it looks cool. I love Kenny Omega and the shirt that he puts out, or the shirts that he puts out. They're very video game inspired, video game-esque, and I'm a big video gamer, you know? I like the design that they do. And the reason why I like Bullet Club merchandise and I'm not afraid to buy Bullet Club merchandise or wear Bullet Club merchandise is because I'm not the biggest fan of what they do. I don't watch Ring of Honor or New Japan, so I'm not really engrossed completely in what they do. The reason why I don't mind wearing or spending money on their merchandise is because I know how hard they work, and I respect the fact that their work ethic is so great that they went into business for themselves and they made themselves a name without the WWE. That's why I'm not afraid to support them. That's why I'm not afraid to support or wear their stuff on this show. But this is fantastic for wrestling. There's no other way about it. This is fantastic for wrestling. The Young Bucks and the Bullet Club and the Elite, they have no filter on anything. There's no handcuffs. There's no ball and chains. They make wrestling fun. They make wrestling fun. They never take themselves too seriously. They're a bunch of young kids at heart that are having fun in the industry that they absolutely love. If you can't see that and appreciate that, then I don't know what to tell you. That's why I support them. And I support this endeavor. And you know what? I hope they sell more than 10,000 fucking tickets for this thing. And if it's anything close to where I am, I might be fucking showing up to that thing, man. Be honest with you, if it's Cody Rhodes versus Daniel Bryan, imagine Cody Rhodes versus Daniel Bryan with no handcuffs and these guys to do what they gotta do. Holy shit, man. That's my take on Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks self-financing a 10,000 seat wrestling show in 2018. Is it gonna happen? Probably. Will they do it? You damn well bet they're going to do it. And I wish them the best of luck, man. That is off the script. That is everything I got for you, man. We are 1 hour and 19 minutes in. And tomorrow we'll be back with part 3. I got news on the rumors I talked about on part 1. There might be some validity to those Shield breakup rumors with Dean Ambrose turning heel on Seth Rollins. I got that news tomorrow on part 3 of Off the Script and your social media segments. If you guys want to get in on the social media segment, all you have to do, I'm not taking comments in the comment section. You got to tweet me. If you don't got a Twitter, make one. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Tweet me. Use the hashtag at the end of your tweet. Hashtag JDOTS. And I will post something on Twitter for you guys to tweet me or leave a reply to. I'll leave a question. Leave your social media comments. Leave me them down below this tweet. And I might answer it right here on the podcast. We'll have a nice little 20-minute OTS off the script social media segment, man. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. Barbershopwindow.com/off the script for your t-shirts. The WrestlingRadioAwards.com. Vote for Off the Script with JD for Show of the Year. And get your new t-shirts, like I said. The Jinder Mahal t-shirt, the Bench t-shirt, and all your other t-shirts right there on Barbershop Window. I'm JD, man. I'll see you guys for part 3. Until then, take care. Hit that thumbs up. And I'll see you guys right back here on Sunday morning for part 3 of Off the Script. I'll talk to you later.